So, to start off, guys, hello and welcome. Thank you. I'm going to be discussing active protection systems for Milsim. Thank you for tuning in here. This is a video at the request, of a bunch of people that are, I'm going to say they're confused about the active protection system, and that's rightfully so. I just want to start off by saying that this is obviously a very controversial piece of equipment, whether it is or is not used, so I understand the confusion. So let's get into it. So I'm going to start off with one of my weakest sources. One of my weakest sources here is Wikipedia. I think they're a decent source because they list a lot of their sources in their references area or whatever it's called. So I like using them as just kind of a tertiary source, not as my primary one. But basically, we'll start off here with this kind of statement here. Trophy, used by the Israeli Defense Forces, is a military active protection system. Cool. And then we'll scroll down to this bit, developed by Rafael. It's an LTD, which means, Company of Israel. Over 1,000 systems, mainly for the Israelis' tanks, has been in deployment since 2011. Stuff you'll find out here later. It is on the platforms here, which is their main battle tank, as well as some of their APCs. APCs are like armored personnel carriers, etc. So, as well as Abrams tanks. So, we're going to be breaking down how it's deployed on Abrams tanks, because it's deployed on M1A2, Step V2, and Step V3. So, we're going to be breaking into that system here. It's not on the M1A1s. I've never heard of it being deployed on M1A1s. I've heard of them upgrading them, but they're no longer technically M1A1s. So, we'll discuss that. I'm going to start off by showing a couple videos and just essentially go through this entire bar of information I have here. I have more resources than this, but some of them are a little more technical, and there's like little tidbits and their messages to Congress and stuff like that, stuff that's not really important for what we're doing here. So I'm going to start off here with a video by, this is a Rafael video posted by someone that isn't Rafael.
Introducing Trophy, Rafael's proven active protection system. Combining smart detection and advanced hard kill technologies, Trophy creates an impenetrable shield around fighting vehicles. As rockets or missiles enter Trophy's radar layer, the system detects, tracks, and classifies.
Restart this here real quick. See if we can get that quality increase too, because this is kind of garbage. Not gonna lie, Auto 240, that's some crap. Oh, that's all they got. Okay. Can we do closed captions? Nope. Alright. Well, the reason I wanted to show this is to show kind of how even the manufacturer demonstrates, you see, look right here, force fields. It's not literally a force field, of course. It's just an area of hard kill locations. Once it enters that area, it's going to shoot.
Only if the vehicle is about to be hit. Trophy neutralizes what were once fatal threats, leaving them in harmless scattered pieces or detonating them in midair with almost no residual effect. As seen in this live field test, Trophy maintains full.
So it's demonstrating it on
even while
the Israeli tanks right now. This is an older video. See, it's posted in
providing 360-degree protection.
But it's kind of going over the capabilities of this piece of equipment. It's been around for a while. So moving on, we're going to use a video from Rafael's website. This is an older video still. I think it was posted in 2018.
And Trophy, the world's first and only deployed active protection hard kill system for heavy platforms. Trophy is capable of engaging multi-directional multiple threats simultaneously, detecting, tracking, and neutralizing all known types of anti-tank rockets before they strike. The dependability of Rafael's armor solutions is evidenced by testimonials from soldiers grateful for the all-round protection it affords. With decades of experience drawn from combat operations with the Israel Defense Forces, Rafael's advanced armor solutions deliver battle-proven protection for enhanced survivability and mission success.
Trying to remember if there's something in here in the reading bits that I wanted to add in. Doesn't look like it. Just talks about some of the criterias of this. So this video has active protection and reactive armor in it. So it's just a cool product reveal of theirs. So here's another source that's a pretty decent one too. It's got another video. I don't really want to watch it. So here's something, pay attention to the URL up here if you want to do your own research. Look this up. It's got links to Army budgets, active protection system, just talking about that, hey, the plan is for the Army to upgrade. This is back, almost 2 years ago at this point. This is a 2019 budget, which means this would have been passed in 2018 for the 2019 fiscal year. Looking at upgrading vehicles and so on and so forth. On my next source. So this is one of my other weaker sources. I don't like this source that much, but I still have it. Here it shows a video or a photo of the APS on the Abrams tank here. So talks here, the Army announced as of the 10th of July. This is talking about Army Europe, which it'll say here, press release, U.S. Army Europe, fielding trophy systems, etc., etc. The only reason I don't like this source that much is it's kind of contradicting. It says, as a part of the training, we'll mount trophy systems on Abrams tanks. It is blah, 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 designed to defeat rockets, etc. As you scroll down further, though, it says also, in 2019, the Army also mounted trophy systems and exercises in Romania. Cool. Right here's where it gets kind of interesting. Army Europe officials said that Abrams will be equipped with visual modifications to simulate having the trophy active protection system as well. That's really contradictory statement because they're saying here that they're saying the Army Europe is saying they're mounting it, or here. And then here, they're saying it's just visual modifications. So then I decided to look into it. I found the Army Europe post. So this is a europe.army.mil. So this is a military production website. So which is why it looks like garbage. And talks here about fielding, here we go, the equipment to include approximately 55 Abrams tanks and Bradley fighting vehicles was originally moved from APS site in Germany. So this APS sites, by the way, means Army Proposition Stock. That's what APS means here. So don't think that is active protection system. The active protection system bit is this right here. As part of the training, the unit will also mount the trophy system on Abrams tanks. The trophy is an active protection system that is designed to detect and defeat rocket-propelled grenades, recoilless rifles, which is a rocket launcher essentially, and anti-tank guided missiles. The fielding of the trophy system provides the U.S. Army logistics teams and the opportunity to assess, and experience the dynamics of moving and installing the systems in field environment. So they're saying that these are like, what they're saying is they're testing it on how easy it is to mount it too. Like these aren't things that are necessarily always going to be 24/7 equipped to these tanks. These are things that are mounted sometimes on site based on mission specifications and the need of them. So talk some more about the training. The soldiers are going to be there, who's going to be there, etc. As you continue to read, talks about COVID-19, about the scale backs of this proposed big event. I think it got planned like 2 years ago. It was a huge event planning. So here we're on to a .mil site for a PDF file, the active protection systems. This is executive summary, not important, trophy APS. So again, talking about tests in the trophy system. Tests with other things like the strikers and all that. I know they've been working heavy on trying to get them more on troop transport vehicles too, so we can move troops around more appropriately. Talking about the trophy system's abilities, mission scope. There's another section down here, Trophy APS Phase 1, Activity. Testing including, see this is in 2017 and 2019. This is an older document. See, fiscal year, that's what FY right here, 2019 is. So this is an older post. This just came out in 2018, which is why most of the dates are 2018. You'll see some things in 2019. So it could have been made in 2019, but I'm pretty sure that's FY, meaning fiscal year 2019. But we got a 2019 date here. Oh, no, here we go. 2020-01, so January of 2020. This would have been the revision date. I apologize. So this is newer, but still out of date compared to the Army Europe press release that came out in July of 2020. On to another news source here. We have Task and Purpose. I don't know if you guys know who they are, but if you don't, check them out. They have a YouTube channel, really cool. It's why I like to learn a lot of my military tech stuff from them. It's founded by a veteran, ran by a lot of veterans. Cool group of people. So, it's first souped up M1s. This is talking about the STEP V3 program. And most of my research has been focused on step V2, but it is added on to step V3 here. It says it down here. Outfitted with freshly surviving new systems. Nope, that's not it. Here it is. As of February 2019, the step V3 upgrade also included the Israeli Development Trophy HV. Talking more about it here. Got links to their other sources and all that, and it says what units they were outfitting somewhere, if I remember correctly. Here it is. Soldiers from the 3rd Battalion, 8th Cavalry, 3rd Armored Brigade combat teams, 1st Cavalry Division become the first to take possession of the Abrams M1A2 Step V3 Abrams tanks, also known as the blah, 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 back in July. When was this? This was August, yes. So this is talking about stuff from like the U.S. Army Europe posting. So, this is a fairly new article. This is current times, adapting, learning. Another article here, I think this one's older. Yeah, 2018. Getting brand new Israeli-made shields. This is talking about when they first got the contract. This is the contract awarded to Abrams Active Protection Systems. It was, I forget their name, something with an L. I think it says it here somewhere. I think that's why I chose this. Here it is. Leonard DRS. They're working with Raphael and getting it implemented, as well as working with General Dynamics. Now, just to let everyone know, this APS system that is more currently being fielded is different from the MAPS system that the U.S. Army has awarded and is working with Lockheed Martin on. That's kind of like the Gen 2 active protection system of having a modular plug-and-play system that involves more than just active protection. It also involves laser systems and some other tracking systems. And basically, it's supposed to be a plug-and-play core, essentially, in a vehicle. I was going to show the video here, but I didn't want to confuse people or talk about the MAPS program. You can look it up on your own. Basically, it's still active protection system and other systems, but designed by Lockheed Martin to be implemented on the Abrams tanks. And they're not currently being deployed. They don't exist anywhere. They are solely in experimental testing phase right now. They have not been around for a while. So, here is Leonardo, geez, I can't say words, website here. Again, there's your force field that everyone says doesn't exist. And it doesn't. It's just an invisible force field. The game and Battlefield decides to represent it this way, and the manufacturers of said products also decide to show it this way because it's just easy to visualize. Here's talking about their contract they got, how the contract got awarded, working with the trophy system. Here it is again, trophy. Raphael has provided protection and solutions to U.S. service members over 2 decades. Passive and reactive armor, such as the Bradleys. Yeah. It's talking about the explosive armor plating on vehicles. Great. This is just talking about how they got a contract to work with Raphael and put trophy on Abrams tanks. You can see it right here in this photo being on the Abrams tank. You can see it here too on the sides. It's on both sides. So this is the tracking bit right here, if I remember correctly. And then over here is, actually I forget. I don't have the metric up that shows me it really well. And then last, I'm going to show you guys a video from Raphael. Just, it's got a, I don't know what his name is. I didn't really pay attention. I forget.
And so going in, we selected the trophy system, probably the most mature system out there for the tank. We went through this process, about 6 months to get a good installation of trophy onto the Abrams, and then spent about 6 months characterizing its performance down at test ranges. We shot a bunch of stuff at it, and it turned out that the trophy system performed, we would just say, as advertised.
So yeah, it's just Raphael, again, talking more about their systems. Today's armed forces are confronting increased sophisticated anti-tank weapons as well as new generations of anti-tank guided missiles, ATGMS, whatever, MBTs for main battle tank. Again, this is just it talking about deployment. So the trophy is reshaping global battlefields, enabling an unprecedented level of survivability. It is in use on the Merkava, I don't know, whatever the Israeli tank's name is. I'm probably butchering that. It was selected by the U.S. Army for the Abrams MBT family in 2017. We're essentially 3 years past that point, guys. So they've done sufficient amounts of testing on this. When was the last time this website was updated? Let's look into that. It should be down here somewhere. I don't know. 2020. It was updated in 2020 at some point, but I'd like to know when. But it's not telling me, I guess. Oh, well. Like I said, the point of this video was to go over some information on resources about APS being used on Abrams tanks and the ability to use this in Milsim. So again, I'm not denying that this is a controversial topic, but this is no different than the M17 being implemented back in, I think it was 2018, and Milsim's using that over the M9 Beretta, and people saying, well, oh, you can't use it because it's not used by your unit. Well, I myself choose to participate in Milsim like that of the individuals that play games like Squad and Arma, and I hate to bring them up, but GTA and DayZ, and pretty much every other Milsim title except for Battlefield 4. In Battlefield 4, the name you choose is the unit you simulate, which doesn't make any sense because it basically means you draw the short straw if all the good names of all the good units with all the good access are already pulled. You know, if you're an infantry division, you have access to pretty much everything, and if you aren't an infantry division, you're screwed. So, yeah, tough luck. With that said, you see a lot of people that are National Guard units too that run the active duty stuff like myself. I use 4IR. That's a National Guard thing. So is 29ID with Lieutenant Colonel Reaches or whatever his rank is. I don't know. His 29ID is also so what I'm looking for, National Guard unit. So it doesn't make sense. I mean, we have people breaking the rule that are apparently here saying that they enforce the rule. It doesn't make sense to me. I'm trying to be the standard that is like on Squad and Arma and the standard set forth by groups like Lion's Den, where the goal is to simulate a country of origin, and whether you choose a name of an actual unit or you make one up like Lion's Den and most other Milsims and other games doesn't mean anything. It's just a lore. It's a lore basis. If you're, again, 4IR for our case, the whole purpose of the 4IR is the lore behind it, the background history, the understanding of that to teach the guys, and the cool parts about that, not necessarily because we have to be a freaking National Guard unit. I mean, that doesn't make any sense, because then you're at a huge disadvantage based on the name that you were able to draw, and then you're going to say that at the same time you can only have one of each unit. I mean, that just doesn't make sense. It's a rigged system from the beginning. Absolutely absurd. Well, I'm going to cut this rambling off because we've been doing this video for quite some time now. And I know I'm just going to keep this as an unedited cut for the most part, I believe. I might change my mind on that. But if you have any questions or need, the resources to these links, check the URLs in each of my videos or each of the screens that I went through, and type those URLs in yourself and do your own research. Till next time, guys, see you later.